So I actually made a video yesterday, and I was a little heated, and I just didn't think it was appropriate to upload it. So if you so would be indulgent, I'd like to tell you two stories real quick and kind of explain where my mind's at. Okay, so this piece of glass here is called a portrait. Most people are selling it anywhere from $800 to $1,200. I'm selling them for $611. I'm making about 75 bucks off the deal. Okay, not a big deal, you know. Charge $100 to cut it into your door. So what I'd do is I'd cut out a hole in your door and install this into it. That's why I got all them little bits and pieces over there, jobs I've done. This one has a little flake right there. You see that the little dot right there? It's stuck on the glass, although it looks like it fell off the glass. It was stuck on the glass, so I guess it moved. That's weird. So anyways, really couldn't leave it like that at the customer's house. So, now I already cut the door out and put this glass into the existing door when I saw the little dot. Maybe I should have seen it beforehand, but, anyways, there's a dot. So I call up the company. I say, hey, I need another piece of glass. The one I had a dot in between the glass. I can't clean it. So they're like, sure. So I had to physically buy another one of these, a brand new one, which this one's brand new too. And then I'm going to return this one. So I order one. They say you'll have it Wednesday. Wednesday comes around. Didn't get it. They say, oh, you'll have it Thursday. Now take in mind, I'm waiting all day Wednesday for a truck delivery. Thursday comes around. I call, in the morning. I say, hey, is it on the truck? Everything's good? Oh, yeah, you'll get it. So fast forward 2 o'clock. I'm like, hey, usually I have the truck by now. Is it, are we still good? Oh, yeah, it's on the way. It'll be there in a little bit. So they called me back at 2:45. They're like, hey, the paperwork's on the truck, but the glass isn't. They left the glass here on the dock. So I'm like, okay. So they're like, well, we can send it to you first thing Friday morning, which today's Friday. So I said, what time? 7 o'clock. I said, okay, I'll be there. Now, I don't normally get up here at 7 o'clock, so I wake up early. Now, take in mind, I'm 2 days sitting around here waiting on stuff, and I'm going to tell you about that in a second, but I was here dealing with that yesterday as well. Stuck here. I couldn't leave because I'm waiting on the truck. So anyways, this morning I get here and, 7 o'clock rolls around, 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'm like, 8 o'clock. I'm like, hey, I thought they were supposed to be here at 7. Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me find out what's going on. Like 10 minutes waiting on the phone. They're like, oh, he'll be there in 15 minutes. I was like, okay, wait, great. 9 o'clock rolls around. Finally shows up. I get the glass. Now, when I return this glass, and I did go out, and of course I have it here, so I swapped it out and the customer's happy. But now I'm going to have to wait on another truck delivery so they can come pick this up. And I don't get my money back for this. I get store credit, but I don't get my money back for this. And it's a big distribution center, and they order hundreds of thousands of these from overseas, and So anyway, but I mean, this is not my fault. I had no control over this. It came in this way, and now I've gotten 3 days waiting for the truck. Well, 2 days in the morning waiting on the truck. I already been out there one time to do the job. Now I have to go back out there a second time and swapped it out and then bring the glass back. All that being said, I don't get paid any extra money because of that little dot. I just lost my behind on everything here. If you factor in time, gas, travel. I mean, and this job, of course, is on the other side of town, And while I was there, she had a piece of ripped weather stripping, and just because of inconvenience, I went ahead and, someone moving in, it was a brand new home, so someone moving in ripped her weather stripping, so I was like, I'll bring you another piece, swap it out for you. She was happy. So this is one of the main reasons, and this is not the only time that this has happened, but it's happened enough to where I'm kind of over it. I'm tired of the new corporate policies. Now, The company that I order from, they got bought out about a year, 2 years ago by a big conglomerate. And this company just got bought out by a big conglomerate. Okay, and I can tell you that these new frames, I don't think they're going to last that long in Florida, so I'm a little leery about selling them. Now, warranty's not on me, okay? So it's the manufacturer's warranty, and I leave all the warranty information with the customer, but I see some issues going on with this. Now, yesterday I was here, and I was finishing up a door for a customer, and my router broke. Okay, now I can't complain about it. I've gotten 15 years out of this router, and you can actually see how the bit is actually looked like it caught fire. Okay, it hasn't, but it looked like it's been used This is about a 10-year-old bit and a 15-year-old router. So I went and bought a new router, which I've seen the single one, so I didn't have to pay the $250. I got it for $149, so that saved me a little bit of money. But everybody like, we haven't even seen a router bit like this. And I used to go up to Lowe's, Home Depot. These are every day. Nobody sells router bits anymore. So I've been to like 7 different stores. I've been to Lowe's, Home Depot, Tool Shack, Harbor Freight, Northern Tool, and Tractor Supply. Nobody has that bit. So I'm just going to reuse this bit. It's old and it's chipped up. And there is a sharpening company I will talk to see if they can sharpen it. But, I'm ready to get back to work. So, anyways, between this break-in and this, and I've spent all day today, well, since I put the glass in, I spent all morning running around just trying to find this one bit. So, I've kind of decided to make a little adjustment in my life. I'm done going on jobs. Okay, I don't have any jobs on the books. I'm building doors for people, but I'm done. In fact, I think I'm going to be done selling this. So there may be some pissed off people in the future, but I just don't feel comfortable selling this stuff anymore. It's like whenever I used to sell windows, and the windows started coming in. The last job I sold, I ordered 33 windows, and 27 of them came in out of square. Out of a 33 window job, 27 of them came in to where the windows weren't even square. Like the sashes that go up and down were all like trapezoids. So all that being said, I've been working here. I've cleaned out the office, which I don't know if I had that in another video or not, but I cleaned out the office. I'm going to be getting this all cleaned up and doing like a little boutique and selling like antiques and stuff, and nice stuff in here, and then all the big bulky stuff I'm going to put in here, and just kind of, these doors are staying along the back, but I'm going to build all the doors over the next few days, and I'm going to load this up with just pre-hungs. Once that's done, everything else is just going in the back. I don't care, it's just going to be thrown back there, and I'm going to work out the back door and just start building doors in the backyard. Simple as that. So, but here over the next couple weeks, I'm going to be just getting all this stuff finalized. I got the trailer mostly built. I got all this. In fact, I was waiting here for 2 hours this morning, so I did all the top piece of wood, got everything framed up. I still have to build the framing on the inside, so which I have it. I just got to paint the bottom. Where'd I put it? Yes, right here. So that's the frame there. I got to paint the bottom. And that goes across the front there. And once that's done, then I put the roof on and do the bracing for the roof. And yeah, this is done. And I'm going to leave the back of it open. I'm going to put all the lawnmowers, shovels, all that kind of stuff in here. The only thing I'm not going to put in here for right now is my weed eaters. I got these 2 DeWalt, I think is it 60 volts? Yeah, I think these are the 60 volt weed eaters. Yeah, I got them 2 there. So they're going to go in there, but I'm going to build a door for the back, which, luckily I know how to do that. So, but I'm going to build a custom door for the back and get it all set up in there. Once I put the door in, then I'll put the weed eaters and the battery charger in here. So, but I'm going to work on all my stuff. I'm going to work on my projects. I'm going to sell all my stuff. I'm done ordering shit for people. I'm done, buying things. And I make a couple bucks, but I got stuff to sell already. I don't need to be buying more shit. So I'm tapping out. If you haven't ordered from me already, sorry for your luck. But as far as right now and the foreseeable future, I have no interest in buying more stuff and reselling. I want to get rid of the stuff I already own, and I'm going to go back to my original plan. Let's just sell out. So, but, and also today I'm going to be picking up a little bit of money. Depending who you are, this could be life-changing money. To me, I've already had this much money in my hands before. So, I'm being very careful with it, not to just blow it all, and just do something stupid with it. So I'm just going to put it off to the side and not even look at it for a while. In fact, I think the first thing I'm going to do, which I recommend this, anybody who is getting a large amount of money that they weren't expecting to get, or, go buy a 3-month money market. Okay. Just put it, not a money market, I want to say a 3-month CD. Okay, put it in a CD and let it sit there for 3 months and just make sure you're planning on something good. If you haven't figured out what to use it for, roll it over into another 3-month CD, because you're going to be making money on money. And like I said, this is a significant amount of money. It's, to some people, this would be life-changing. I used to have a lot more money than I do now. I used to have, multiple employees. I used to be making a lot of money. But at the end of the day, I wasn't any happier than I am now. I had more stress. I basically ran a construction company and a daycare to take care of all my little, employee children. And they weren't children. They were just acted like it all the time. So, and ever since COVID, everybody's kind of been reprogrammed by COVID. So, but yeah, I'm going to get back to doing my stuff and quit trying to sell things to people. And this is becoming too often of an occurrence, So, and I've been really thinking about redoing like all my jigs and stuff. So this kind of is I'm not going to say it's a blessing in disguise, but this forces me to do something that I've been wanting to do. In fact, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So these here, I'll just grab 2. These are my jigs, okay? And in case you don't know, a jig is something you use to mass produce. So this right here is for my hinges, okay? And what I do is I put this on the edge of a jam. I use my router, and it has like the base of it. There's more to it than this. You see a little base here? So, and then I have an adapter which makes a guide, and the guide goes along here, and it cuts this out perfectly. But you can see like right back here, it has a little chip in it, and there's a little chip there. And, I've let other people use it, and they pull it out before the blade stops spinning, and this is what happens when other people use it. Same thing with this. This goes on the edge of a door. Like right here, it goes on the edge of the door, and then after you drill your holes, that does the little circle so you can put the handle set on. But just like right here, you can barely see it, but there's a little dip right here, and there's a little dip right there. It's not horrible. I haven't had any complaints on it, but it's something that I see. So, and I put away, because if I do it this way, it'll be offset, but if I do it this way, it's centered on the door. Don't know how, but even if I turn the door around, it's centered on the door if I keep that away from me. So, but I decided I'm going to make new ones. This right here, it's 15 years old because it's the same as the router. This one's probably 12, 13 years old, So, but I still have some doors to build, but I'm just going to make some more and just have a day making jigs, In fact, I went to Harbor Freight, and while I was there, I picked up some grout cleaning, like a little tool for cleaning grout, because I'm going to clean my shower and re-grout it. And I found a saw blade I want to try out, because it's a really cheap saw blade. Whenever I'm cutting outdoors, and mine, like the expensive ones, go bad after like 2-3 doors. So I'm going to try out a new one, or a cheap one, and see if it's the same quality, and just buy a bunch of the cheap ones instead of buying the $20 blades. I could buy a $9 blade. But I used to enjoy just building little trinkets and building little things, and you know, being behind on jobs and being behind on building doors and being behind on everything. I don't get to enjoy doing the little trinkets, doing the little, you know, where I just make something for the hell of it, you know. So for that reason, like I said, I'm honestly just done. If a customer calls, I'm gonna say I'm just shutting down for the summer. It's too hot. I'm gonna use that as an excuse. You know, I'm not gonna say I don't trust the glass no more, but you know. And again, this may be only this one, but after doing this, I remember this from, you know, a long time ago. I don't know where it came from. This is not something they've ever used before. And you hear that clicking, you know, that right there. It's not good plastic, you know. Case in point, like these right here. Same company, but this frame right here is kind of like, it's not really soft. I mean, it's still hard plastic, but it's pliable. It has a little give to it. So when you screw it in, when you screw it in, it feels like the whole thing's about to explode. You know, I mean, this is like rock hard. I mean, it's not, I mean, yes, I can move it because it's still plastic, but that scares me a little bit. So anyways, that's just something, me being a door guy and doing this for too long. I've seen that style before. ODL had it, Specialty had it, and now this company has it. So I've seen it many times before. I know what happens to it. If you have a door and it's painted a dark color, and in fact, no, I can't show it to you. But you know, I think I've showed you in the past some of the frames that are just split and they crack and break. That's this frame, you know, and I don't like that. So, but they got warranty. I just don't want to be involved in having to go fix a whole bunch of stuff for free. So anyways, that's everything in a nutshell. This weekend, it's Mother's Day. I'm gonna go and make a tribute rock garden for my mom. I just decided I'm just gonna do that all this weekend and get that 100% done, and then I'll finish this trailer up and get this is mainly for all my because I have multiple properties that I take care of. So this is going to be kind of my lawn and garden. So the shovels, the rakes, all that's going to be put in here, and that way I can lock it up at night, you know, and just have it all in one spot. I mean, I even got my little lawnmower ready, which I looked at it trying to figure out where to put it. So anyways, that's enough bullshitting. Yeah, so now you know, garage sales are incoming pretty quick. I'm done going to people's houses. I'm going to shut down for the whole summer. I'm just going to sell, and if I do good, yay. If I don't, who gives a shit? I'll cut it all into pieces and throw it away. I really don't care anymore. But anyways, peace, love, money. I'm out.